My name is Rani Ancona, and thank you for coming to my talk. Now via Patreon, a reception of a reception, the Jocasta-centered night journey with annotation by Martha Graham. One of the joys of the internet age is the much greater availability of work from the arts for one's personal pleasure, for teaching, and for research. During the COVID-19 pandemic, museums and other arts organizations and venues have greatly ramped up their virtual offerings in an effort to keep and even expand their audiences. This effort happily intersects with the increased interest within classics to engage a wider public and to explore further classical receptions. Some of this expanded arts programming is free, and some of it comes at fairly low cost. This paper will explore one such arts offering, Night Journey with Annotation by Martha Graham. This video dance piece is a contemporary reception of Martha Graham's own reception of the well-known story of Oedipus in her 1947 dance, Night Journey, which is told from the female perspective of Jocasta. Janet Elber, artistic director of the Martha Graham Dance Company, has culled material from Graham's writings about Night Journey and has interwoven selections from them as running text at the bottom of the screen, accompanying a taped live performance of Night Journey from 2016. Thus, we have a kind of montage of Graham's writings and the dance she created in 1947, but via a later performance. This kind of reworking and relayering, a bit like a palimpsest in the manuscript world, is not uncommon in the world of dance, where each time a dance is performed, there may be changes, and where even program notes may undergo transformation. This specific piece, with its annotation, was available in its entirety only through subscription to Patreon. And you can see that site here. But a clip of it is available for free on the Martha Graham Company's YouTube website. And here is their website. And you can see a still from the clip. Earlier in the pandemic, the Martha matinees, as they were called, of which this is a part, were free. Now a hybrid approach allows for mixed access, free and paid. Subscribers can watch these events with a live chat, which has often included Janet Elber, whom I have already mentioned, Oliver Tobin, until recently director of Martha Graham Resources and a former Graham dancer, and other current or former dancers, as well as subscribers to Patreon. The recording and chats then remain available to subscribers via YouTube for a certain amount of time. Short clips are available to the public for free online. For those interested in viewing a full-length performance of Night Journey, the 1961 film produced by Nathan Kroll is still available for purchase on DVD. And the details for the Kroll DVD are included in the last slide in my PowerPoint. For anyone who enjoys modern dance or who wants to incorporate more classical reception into their teaching, the short clips that are freely available from such productions can be very useful in the classroom. Our students may never have seen a modern dance production live, and even seeing a snippet online can open up for them a new world of the arts and its relation to classics. As a dance enthusiast and someone who has taught and published in classical reception, I highly recommend exploring online arts offerings like this one that may enhance your teaching, research, and personal pleasure. In my remaining time, I would like to discuss Martha Graham's Night Journey from 1947 and then focus on the free YouTube clip from the recent annotated version. My hope is that even 1 minute from this exciting dance piece can introduce you to some notable features of Graham's Greek myth-based dance, including her collaboration with the sculptor and set designer Isamu Noguchi. Night Journey, 1947, with music by William Schumann, was Graham's third dance of her major pieces derived from Greek myth. She drew on her desire to continually choreograph for herself. Thus, Night Journey makes Jocasta its more central figure rather than Oedipus, making it a woman-centered version of the story. While Martha Graham did not associate herself with the label of feminist, Night Journey incorporates, literally brings into the body, gender and desire in a way that I would argue, along with many other scholars, does create a feminist take on this story. Unlike Sophocles' structure for his Oedipus story, of a forward-moving, investigative, incessant search for the truth, Graham has adopted a more fluid, non-linear approach, taking a moment, halting it, exploring time backward through memory, and then returning to the initial moment of the piece. This interior, dreamlike, memory-driven, recursive approach helps to make Jocasta the focus of the story. The sculptor and set designer Isamu Noguchi, in his long collaboration with Martha Graham, played an essential role in the creation of her Greek myth-based dances. He created sets as well as objects that moved that were central to Graham's choreography. By far, the dominating object within the sets in Night Journey is Noguchi's bed. The following description from Jill Antonides shows well how the bed, in fact, extends the dance. Noguchi's twisted, sloping bed in Night Journey, which resembles a stylized man and woman laying side by side, has been described variously as a royal bed, a torture rack, and a promontory on which one can stand. Robert Tracy, in his book Spaces of the Mind, quotes Noguchi on the bed. "There's no question that my beds made Martha get into the most uncomfortable positions. Martha wanted a bed. I made a non-bed. There are many ways of looking at a seat or a bed." Janet Elber, whom I've already mentioned, has written of the sets in the following fashion. These renowned works of architectural art, though heart-stoppingly spare and breathtakingly evocative, are also, let's face it, teeth-grindingly, bone-achingly uncomfortable. She continues, "As performers, we are not only working with the materials of the set itself, the bruise-inducing brass, wood, or fiberglass. Far more daunting, we must interact with all that those materials suggest and evoke. It takes considerable energy and artistry to share the stage with and match the power of a Noguchi masterpiece. Inspired by his genius, each dancer strives to create a presence that is equally evocative and potent." She continues, "Their artistic partnership did not end with the completion of the set and the premiere of the choreography. The interaction between these two artists continues to this day. It exists whenever a Graham dancer and a Noguchi set rehearse together, challenging and inspiring each other to have a greater impact on their next audience. Elber's comments point to a reception of the dance even past the lifetime of the choreographer and the sculptor, as the dancers struggle with and work with the set objects. By annotating Night Journey with text, Elber adds a new layer to the work and may help to bring it to wider audiences. Night Journey begins when Jocasta is on the verge of suicide. That event is postponed by Tiresias, who with the touch of his Noguchi-made staff sends Jocasta back into her memories. We watch her, Oedipus, and the female chorus until Oedipus finally blinds himself. We then return full circle to the start of the dance, and Jocasta commits suicide with the same multivalent rope, umbilical cord, bond of love, strangulation device with which the dance begins. Now I would like to play the short clip available on the company's YouTube site from the annotated Night Journey. This comes from the part of the dance where Jocasta is starting to recall the past. Some things to note while you watch, as the minute-long excerpt goes by very quickly. Tiresias and his Noguchi-made staff. Jocasta. Noguchi's large bed with its male and female figure designs on top. The signature moves of contraction and release from the vocabulary of Graham's choreography. What Graham called the vaginal cry, when the woman's body opens up as she raises her leg. The references to memory in the annotation at the bottom of the screen. Finally, you may want to think about the effect of simultaneous verbal annotation of the non-verbal medium of dance. What function does it serve? Do you like having a verbal guide to your non-verbal viewing? Do you not? And in a moment, let me show you the minute-long clip. And finally, I append here a list of websites and sources I have referred to in my paper. Although the clip we watched is a tiny fragment with some choreographer annotation from a half-hour dance, I think it could be useful in a class on Oedipus, a class on female figures from antiquity, a class on classical reception, an interdisciplinary focused class, and so forth. It gives you a peek at Graham's dance technique and at the objects with which the dancers interact, created by Noguchi. What we have now as resources in various media can greatly enhance or even transform how we teach classics. I have found that incorporating material like this into teaching can be exciting both for students and for instructors. I hope this look at and brief discussion of an excerpt from a verbally annotated version of Graham's dance reception of the Oedipus, or should I say the Jocasta story, has been useful for you, whether as a teacher, as a student, or more broadly, as someone eager to see classically themed material reinterpreted in new times and in new contexts. And thank you very much for watching this presentation, and I look forward to chatting with some of you during the live conference.